Shalom, shalom. I'm giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the bishops and brothers, the great millstone, salutations, the elect. This is the brother Rabbi Yamya, here to share our lesson. And title of this lesson, Sedition will come due to oppression. I'm going to read this article that is before us, which says disturbing way cops are secretly using license plate cameras and how to check if you're being watched. Article that published it, the U.S. Sun, by Joseph Brogan. I'm gonna share a few scriptures. A lot of this pertain to prophecy and the times that we are coming into, as well as exposing Babylon for her wickedness and confusion. All right. So disturbing way cops are secretly using license plate cameras and how to check if you are being watched. So we are living in a surveillance state, and it changed greatly due to that event on 911. Right, things changed a lot, and then especially with travel. Right, travel and documents changed a lot. And then the digitization of things, AI, start really coming into play just before the C-19 2020. Right, here we have all these surveillance cameras, right, in your workplaces, in your homes, your cell phones. They are watching you, your Wi-Fi router, your AirPods, things that you listen to music to. That is connected to the grid. Your Fit Watch or your Apple Watches will exercise, and it keeps track of your movement, your progression, so on and so forth. So a lot is being used to track you. So this is the devil. This is Esau, who the earth has been given into. He could make your life easier, but the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? Also Malachi 1 and verse 4. All right, this is the man, Esau Edom, that we are talking about, the red man. You see the image of the officer below there, the red man. He's not white, the red man. Right, so people are already being economically hit on every side. The middle class is dwindling fast and almost non-existent. These are the same people that are crying on various internet platform and social media platform, and they are gonna hit you while you're down. Esau is not gonna give the people any rest until he brings that MOTB, which he would be worshipped for. That form of relief, that light at the end of the tunnel, right? The implantable device, right? People would be so beaten down that they are gonna run and they're gonna take it. So all these are various ways that they watch you to know your secrets, which is none of their business anyway, right? But they watch you. But the comfort for us is knowing that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is watching them as well. All right. So disturbing way cops secretly using license plate camera and how to check if you're being watched. It says police officers swore to protect and serve, misusing their access to surveillance technology across the country. Man, these ads, man. But citizens have a way to check if these creepy cops on their tail and have some key identifying information on them. Now, they would have you think there's just a few wayward officers that are doing these things. No, this system is set up for mass surveillance of the people, right? All heads of law enforcement across the nation once this ran, and then they may use some foot soldiers here and there to surveil certain people or whatever. But this is what they all want. And by being an officer there, knowing that they have these things and that they misuse it, they are also part of the system. There's no going in there as an officer and changing or overhauling the system to where it existed without these various equipment. So they are all part of the problem, and they all want and use these things. Alright. So another lie that I tell you, the whole and when Yabashai comes back, he's not gonna destroy part of the system, right? He's gonna destroy the whole thing because the whole thing is corrupt, and they are part of the cog that moves this machine. This here says Police Chief Lee Highguard is one of the many officers who've been found guilty of abusing their access to stalk and harass romantic partners. No, that is just, in his case, but overall, they surveil everyone, right? It says at least 18 distinct cases of officers abusing the access to automatic license plate reader camera data across the country has been identified by the Institute for Justice. These ALPR systems have been popularized by companies like Flock Safety in the name of keeping the streets safer and cracking down on tests from retails like Costco and Walmart. That is just the good part of it, but the bad part is they willingly constantly surveil the population. Right? It says law enforcement is also given access to this data to better keep the peace, but some officers instead use it to track current, former, and prospective romantic partners. Right? So this is what the elites want. They're just using it for individual purposes. Right? So I'll start with the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13. Because this place is being discovered, man. This place is not as peaceful and nice as I think it is. There's a lot of wickedness, and this is one form of it. This is Jeremiah chapter 13 and verse 26. It says, therefore will I discover thy skirts upon thy face, thy shame may appear. Now when you go into that word skirts, discover thy skirts, right? When you go into the biblical usage in B, it says city as a woman, right? And the woman, the whore, Babylon, aka America, is what rides, right, the beast system. And part of this beast system is these surveillance systems, right? So a skirt is being lifted, and when you think about a skirt being lifted, you discover a woman's private parts, her secrets, right? City as a woman, ignominy, right? And they have carried themselves as a Christian nation that do no wrong unto the people. Now I looked up that word ignominy, and it says disgrace, infamy, loss of a good name. You understand? So according to Babylon, aka America, project itself as a golden place, a beautiful place that is, righteous, that has moral laws. But these are the things that they put into books, put into law, and carried out, right, to constantly surveil and oppress the people. Right, loss of a good name, and she's losing her name. Look at the fighting that they did over there in Iran for no reason, and they were embarrassed. Iran embarrassed them, right? So they are being exposed on every side right now with all these draconian laws, the stuff that they're doing with the money, cheating the people of their resources, their witchcrafts, their lies, proclaiming themselves to be Israelites when they are not, right? Covering up our history, covering up world history, covering up their history, as well. So they are being revealed on every side. So infamy, disgrace, and loss of a good name. Alright. So that again, Jeremiah 13:26. Therefore will I discover thy skirts upon thy face, that thy shame shall appear. Alright, and she is getting ready to have a missile sent up her skirt. Alright, so while he is watching us with his flock cameras and different surveillance systems, the Most High is watching him. Alright, and there's a script here that says that his sight is 10 times brighter than the sun. I don't want to butcher it, so let me check. Let me see. His sight is, say, 10,000. Right, than the sun. KJV. "10,000 times." This is the book of Sirach, chapter 23, and verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts, right? So, like it said in Jeremiah 16:26, that he would discover thy skirts, right? A hidden part. So they think that they're watching us with their flock cameras and stuff, and the abuse of power. Meanwhile, the Most High is watching them, and that's where we have our comfort. Continuing on with the article, it says, although flock safety isn't the only ALPR system provider in the States, it is most commonly used by law enforcement agencies nationwide. Two of the most egregious cases of this data being misused involve chiefs of police in two different states. The first being Lee Higard in Seguin, Kansas, roughly 30 minutes north of Wichita. Nigard resigned after being caught using flock cameras to track his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend more than 220 times from June to October 2023. Alright, so with these systems, as with anything, there's log in, log out, and they keep a trail on it. But that amount of times, yeah, he really was stalking her. So with all this wealth that Esau has, he can't just move on again and another woman. It goes to show that this man is losing his kingdom, man. Because one of the mindset of a ruling class mentality, or that of a king or a prince, that he is not holding down by one woman. You understand? He has multiple wives, you know what I'm saying? So this goes to show that this man is being discovered, and he's being made bare, man. Right? It said instead of facing charges, Nigard simply resigned over his post before losing his police certification and being given 18 months of probation, the Wichita Eagle reported. Now, only in a wicked society would he be able to continue in law enforcement, right? You know you did wrong. He is supposed to be stripped, but Esau always make a way for these wicked Edomites to continue on, man. Here it says it, but instead of facing charges, Nigard simply resigned from his post before losing his police certification and being given 18 months of probation, right? So he but the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is on his way. Other examples of Senior law enforcement leadership abusing their privilege in this way include the case of Sheriff George Opadick in Jerome County, Idaho. And there's another one. So people is gonna get tired of this oppression, right? And they're gonna act up. Well, first I'm gonna read Ecclesiastes 7:7. And this is us because when we see these things, we read these things, we get angry, but we don't sin. But these people, they're gonna, we follow, be angry and sin not. But these people, they're gonna get angry and they're gonna cause rebellion or sedition, right? When the pressure get high, it says, surely pressure make it a wise man mad. But that's a point. And I give this try the heart, but oppression make a wise man mad. Alright? You have all these whistleblowers that have been exposing these things that were coming for decades, man. And people are seeing it now. And they are, angry. And this will lead me into the book of Sirach, Second Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 15. No, it's the other way around. 15 and verse 16. It says, for there shall be sedition or rebellion, right, among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, right? Which includes your judges and your officers as well, right? And the causes of the action shall stand in their power, right? So survival of the fittest, whatever it is in their strength to do, the power to do, they will do. So it'll be a survival of the fittest, and they're gonna go after a lot of these leaders, your officers, your congressmen, that were supposed to be examples unto them, that exploited the system, took advantage, right? And one of the reasons why these Edomites and them is going to fight back hunting too is because they is not benefiting from that advantage. You understand? If they were able to take advantage of it as well, like the officers and their judges and stuff, then they wouldn't fight against the system. But since they are not benefiting and they are being oppressed, they are going to be a rebellion and sedition in society. Continuing on, this is another officer. In March, Opedic was found to have used flock cameras to search for his wife's vehicle several hundred times in July to September. So even there, women leaving the man. Sheriff George Opedic wasn't charged with the crime for his misuse, but did resign halfway through his term following the investigation into his actions. While the Idaho Attorney General's office said it didn't find sufficient evidence to prove a crime beyond a reasonable doubt, Opedic retired in April halfway through his term. Opedic's case also involved the Flock Safety ALPR camera network and the data it stored from vehicles it scanned, used in Jerome County since March 2025. But rank and file officers are abusing these privileges in similar manners. So if they're doing it for personal need or gain, how much more these people that created these systems, these algorithms, which is going to be discriminatory against Jake, and especially against the prophets. You understand? To track the prophets' movement out and about, right? So just as how he'll be searching for the prophet, the Scorpio is going to be also on them, man. So they ain't going to get away, man. You understand? Justice, true justice is coming. It says exemplified by the case of Sheriff's Deputy Lamar Roman in Monroe County, Florida. Roman uses his access to ALPR data to identify and track the vehicle of a woman he met while moonlighting as security for a TV show shoot. Alright. In-car video shows that Roman nearly caused a head-on collision on US 1 after spotting the woman's car and driving erratically to catch up and pull her over in an attempt to flirt with her. Roman was fired and arrested in April on a felony charge of misuse of law enforcement, computers, computer network, and electronic devices. This is in Pennsylvania. In Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, roughly 30 miles outside of Pittsburgh, Officer Michael McSherry ran more than 300 vehicle reports in less than a month. So they're doing these to track, either their current woman, ex-woman, to see if the woman committing adultery or whatever. On how much more so the prophets, which talk about the end of their kingdom. Alright. So the article may make you think that it's just these officers and their desire to surveil their woman on a personal note. But these are oligarchs, the elite among Esau, these bankers. They are above that. They want to surveil everybody. They want to know everything about everybody. Alright, and I'll take me to Sirach. Chapter 10 and verse 2. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of a city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Right? So you have a ruler at the top, which is a king, a president. Now he mentioned and said that he do not think about the economic situation of the American people. Right? He's going around doing whatever he wants. So you have these officers going around doing whatever they want. Right? Your judges, they do the same thing. Right? And they have protection under law to do so. Right? So with the people, the peasants, if you will, right, they see this abuse of power. They see that the people that are ruling over them, they are involved in all type of wicked mannerisms in their life when they are off the clock, right, as well. So they're going to want to partake in that wickedness. They're not going to regard, right, these law enforcement people, and they'll become just like them, not giving a damn, doing whatever they want, and being wicked. All right. It says, make sure you use the data to track a woman and members of her family, and also threaten her, hacked a nanny camera in her home, and placed a GPS tracker in her car. It says the Institute of Justice has identified 40 other cases of ALPR data misuse for similar purposes by law enforcement agents, and calls this number almost certainly an undercount of the actual occurrence rate, is more. Right, so there's much more. That brings us to the end of the article. So it's not just officers doing it to personally benefit from it. All right, it's going to be used to surveil the prophets. Scriptures talk about in Lamentations that they hunt our steps while we are out in the streets. Right, Lamentations 4 and verse 18. It says, "They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled. For our end is come, right? One of the ways that they hunt our steps is by using these surveillance. If you look at how a leopard or a lion or a cougar or whatever hunted prey, it watch from afar, it would hide behind bushes, grass, or what have you, and it would hide lowly where you can't see it, right? Esau's camera is up in the air as an eagle. Same thing with an eagle. The eagle watch you from on high. It may fly looking down at you, or it may stand up at a pole and you're not seeing it. But then it comes swoop and grab you up, right? Right? So, yeah, so they use these things to surveil, right? And they use their vehicles, their drones, right, as part of the hunting mechanism to devour you. You understand? So, Bible did say that Esau is a cunning hunter, and all these things are no far depart here from his nature. So he's gonna use these things against the prophets as well. That persecution is gonna come, but the sedition will come due to the oppression. These things are oppressive unto the people. So not only Jake is going to be wrapped up by this, but a lot of Edomites is going to be taken advantage of, which is why they're going to come out in the streets and fight to get their so-called country back. So yeah, so that's it, man. Just wanted to share this with the elect real quick. When it was edifying and receive unto the body. This is your brother Rabbi Yamya. Until the next time, shalom to you all. Shalom.